The two teams that I have right at the top, maybe the two biggest winners, still have that golden jewel they need to figure out, which is the quarterback of the future, the franchise quarterback. I think both of them went into this draft knowing that they were going to pick that quarterback in 2027. The first one, the Cleveland Browns. I think Andrew Berry might have done this back-to-back years. We all know how good that class was a season ago, and everybody's curious if he's going to do it again. He trades back, still gets Spencer Fano. I don't think everybody understands how difficult it was to trade back at the top of this draft. The Cardinals tried to get out of 3, just couldn't. They knew nobody was coming up that high. The Titans tried to get out of 4. They just couldn't. They knew nobody was going up that high. Sitting at 6, the Browns found that the Kansas City Chiefs really, really wanted a corner, that they could slide back and still get the top tackle of the draft. You know how hard that is in a draft where there is just so few prospects? Andrew Berry played that very, very well. They got a versatile piece on the offensive line and a guy who they believe was the number 1 tackle on their board. And then you go into Casey Concepcion and Denzel Boston, 2 wide receivers are going to help your quarterback of the future and your quarterback on this team right now. But they're revamping that wide receiver room because everybody hasn't really lived up either to their contract or their signing, you could say, in that group. Casey Concepcion, to some people I talked around the league, said he had the best essentially just juice of anybody at the wide receiver position in this draft. Denzel Boston, a reliable, bigger type receiver on the outside. Broke down both of them at length on my show with Steve Smith Sr. On YouTube. You can go check that out. And Steve just kind of like about Denzel Boston. He's like, you don't understand. He's like a really good PB&J. You don't understand how good he is until you have him, and you love that he's there every day for you. I think those are 2 really good picks. And then Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I think EMW, as I'm going to call him, I'm not sure if people do, playing next to Schlesinger, kind of in that box, really good pick at the safety position. They are also positioning themselves. They got Fannin last year, they got Judkins last year. Then they are starting to revamp that offensive line, put together a group around whatever the quarterback of the future is going to be. And then New York, also a winner, both the Jets and the Giants. The Jets had 3 first-round picks. They have 3 first-round picks next year, which is, I don't know if that's ever happened, 3 first-round picks in back-to-back years. But you go get David Bailey to help your defense and help your defensive front right out of the gate, and he will. And I think that'll help, maybe possibly, we'll see, save Aaron Glenn's job as things are not looking awesome right now heading into 2026. David Bailey comes and he's instantly an NFL player off the edge. Outstanding, got the best edge rusher in the draft. And then you make 2 other picks in the first round. And you get the only tight end that was going to go in the first round in Kenyon Sadiq, who is a pass-catching tight end, but man, can he block. When I talk to people, he can block out of Oregon for sure. So he comes out and makes an impact right away. And then you get Omar Cooper Jr., who's a very different receiver than Garrett Wilson. I think you're building that basketball team at the skill positions that you always hear, that you got guys that do different things. Omar Cooper Jr., closer to the line of scrimmage, closer to the formation in a sense. I think he makes life easier on Garrett Wilson, and Garrett Wilson's life's a little bit easier with Sadiq and Omar Cooper Jr. So you're in a great position. The offensive line already had tackles, was already kind of there in place. I think the Jets did a very, very good job.